So we're here in Liberia, Monrovia with Ervina Nina Clinton, the founder and CEO of Liberian Threads Incorporated. Thank you so much for joining us and making the time to share your story.
You are most welcome.
Okay, so maybe we can just start by you explaining to us what exactly is Liberian Threads Inc.
Okay, so basically Liberian Threads, I named it Liberian Threads because I wanted people to know, like, if we make our products and we decide to sell it out of Liberia, people will know that this product is coming from Liberia, like it's a Liberian-made product. So I just said Liberian Threads, and I think I love that name. And other people told me that, yeah, this is a very good name you chose. Like, I don't have to have a tag on it to say Liberia. It's Liberian Threads, so you just know that it's Liberian-made product. Yeah.
What kind of products are you making?
So I'm basically into our natural resources. Like, for instance, our country cloth. We have a country cloth made out of cotton, thread. Like, we have an older person who just, if you want to do it into a cloth, like a whole stuff to do different clothes or any kind of thing you want to do, she will just, make it for you. So she customizes it for you. So, and we also have the Ankara, like different other African fabrics that we use.
Okay. So you're basically making clothes and other, I think you're making also furnishings.
So, yes, furniture.
For like homes?
Yeah, for homes, for your living room. So basically Liberian Threads Incorporated is all about making things affordable for poor people too. If we have our local materials, we can use it. We don't have to import something from Nigeria or from Ghana. We can just manage with anything here, and that it can be affordable for other, low-income family.
What was your motivation for starting Liberian Threads?
So I can remember when I was working, and maybe my salary wasn't too sufficient. I just wanted to keep, turning my salary over, like trying to make more profit out of it. And that's how I decided to start sewing. So I was using other local tailors to do it. But then I said, why can't I just, use my 1 month or 2 months salary, get the machines, employ other people, like other young person, even though I'm not rich or I'm not successful yet in a business. So that's what I did. I just got my salary, closed my eyes tight, and bought the machines, got other local tailors. Like, one other tailor I got, he wasn't even doing anything, but he has the talent, but he never had the support or the machine to start. And that's how I called him over, and that's how we started. When we started doing it, it was funny first, but later on when we started putting ourselves out there, they started ordering, and they said, oh, what can you do? Like, we do everything. We do curtains, we do chair cover. Like, if your chairs are old, your living room chairs are old, we cover it for you. So you don't have to go and spend extra money to change your whole living room set. So we do it with only African fabrics. If you want to do it with other fabrics, they have other people out there. But us, we just want to prioritize our culture. Like, we have to appreciate our culture. So that's why we use our African fabrics. We don't use any other thing.
Wow. So you started Liberian Threads because you want to make nice things affordable.
Yes.
For, like you said, poor people.
Poor people too, yeah.
And you also want to make sure that you are appreciating the Liberian culture.
Yes.
And making things beautiful.
Yeah.
Based off of this culture.
Yes.
That's amazing. Did you always have a passion for? Because you mentioned that you started out while you were working your usual 9 to 5, and you were doing it on the side as a hobby to make extra cash.
Yeah.
So did you always have a passion for example, entrepreneurship or for sewing and so on?
Yes, I would say yes, because I think it came, like, if you don't have a passion for something, you are not going to go into it. Like that's what I think. If you don't have a passion for something, don't go into it. Don't go into it because of the money or for anything. I think I have the passion for it because I have not been making any kind of profit, like real profit that you will say, yeah, this business is good. I've been struggling all through and still not making any profit. But I think if I continue, this is going to be huge. I'm not only looking at the profit, but I'm looking at what I can do for my community as a person, as a Liberian.
Let's talk a little bit more about that, what you can do for your community. I know that through Liberian Threads, you also want to empower young women
people,
and vulnerable people and children in the community. Let's speak a little bit more about that.
Okay, so let me just throw a little light. When I was in high school, I used to go to school every day, and then I used to see this young lady on the road selling. And then she was selling something we have here, or the groundnuts. We make it into candy. So she used to sell that every time to go to school. Every time I would see this girl selling from 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, up to 12th grade. When I was graduating, I saw her there still standing. And at first, her clothes on her, she was looking that kind of raggedy like. Later on, as time went by, she upgraded herself. And then when she reached in the 12th grade, she upgraded herself more. Like her hair was nicely fixed and everything. I was like, wow. So she actually sold that candy just to support herself, through school, which means any young person can do it. We sit sometimes and we go say they complain, oh, my country is poor, we don't have this, we don't have that. But then this young girl who does not have a parent, she doesn't have anybody to guide her or anything, and she sold this candy to go to school, which means I can do it too. I have all the support. I'm going to school. I can still, make a change. You can still do something. So long you put your heart to it, you can be successful. And that was one of my motivation. I said, wow, this young girl. So that's how, when I left work, I started mobilizing youth. Some came, some left. Some, I think maybe there were no money, so they said they can't stay. So I have only a few. I have like 2 or 3 girls with me. And I have the boys are many. I just contract them. Some of them already into the field. So anytime I'm ready to do work, I go to them. We have to do this. I encourage them. So long the project starts, I'll make sure you all will be working with me. So, and if you go and walk around in some other communities, you see some young people taking the slippers, the old ones, they take it, they turn it into sandals, they fix anything. There was a girl I worked with. She has 2 children, and what she's surviving on is this. She does the necklaces, different kinds of stuff. She's empowered, she empowered herself, to make it. She's not waiting to say, oh, government got to do this and the other one got to happen. So what I think all young people, if you are talented, you have something in you that you are passionate about, even if you don't have money, start to do something, let the others see it. And when people see that you are serious, I think they will come in and help.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So you're doing something you love, but at the same time trying to empower other people to be economically
to think different. You don't have, every time you don't have to complain, but yourself can find a solution, to problem. How can you stop poverty? How can you stop violence? How can you do this? So that's just about it. When the project starts, I believe if we keep talking to young people, they will come together. If you sit alone and you are not doing anything, your mind is empty, you start doing drugs, if your mind is occupied with, creativity, you are being motivated to do all of these things. But a young person like me, I think, we will have a very, very big change in our country.
Okay, so what was the first step that you took when you decided, okay, I've been doing this for a while now, it's a lot of work to manage both my 9 to 5 and to come home and do this thing at night and so on. What was the first step you took towards making this project a reality?
So the first step I took was to leave my job. That was a very, very, I should say, bad or not a good thing to do, because I'm still young, I need money, all of that. But I had to do it because I was not really focusing on it when I was working. I had to do my work, what I'm being paid for. So I left my job, and then that's how I put it into writing. Because if you want to sell it out to people, you have to write what's in your mind or what you want to do. So that's how I put it into a little concept paper. And I just sent it out recently. I sent it out recently to get, edited by other people who already know about projects. Because frankly, I'm studying mass comm and sociology in school. So I'm not studying project management, but that's why I was just thinking, why are you studying mass communication and you are into, these kind of small projects? But I think communication has a way to do with it, the way you relate to people. So I put it into writing and I sent it out there, and now I'm connecting with people, sharing them my ideas, sending items we are making on a daily basis. And some of them bought the idea. They said, Ervina, we need to see your proposal. So I told them, okay, my proposal will come very, shortly. But I think people buying the idea of, like, at first some people, oh no, your economy is too bad. People are not going to buy, like, the market is not good. So I said, you can keep, if you want to make a change, so many obstacles, people will discourage you and all of that. But if you know what you want to do, you know what it will be tomorrow. You just have to be determined and focused. Like someone said, do not, within a storm, do not lose your goal or your vision. You just have to keep focused, that's all.
How long ago was it that you left your job?
1 year ago.
1 year ago.
Yeah.
So you've been working full-time on
yes.
Liberian Threads for 1 year?
Yes, and using my own money from my pocket. Like sometimes it can be so frustrating. Oh, like there was a customer we made curtains for and stuff, and then all of a sudden he said, oh, the price is too much, we don't want it anymore. So you have that. If you don't have, like I said, if you don't have a passion for what you are doing, you will get discouraged. You will say, I'm not making profit, people keep turning me down. But that's all the struggles. You have to have a story along the lines so long you are successful.
What did your family and friends say when you made the initial jump?
At first when I said, oh, I need to leave my job. Oh, you can't leave your job. Why would you do that? I said, if I want to make this thing work, I will have to leave my job and, put my time into it, because it is something, it's not, maybe you are just looking at it, but I am seeing a far greater thing tomorrow. Yeah. So they were mad. People were angry. Oh, so for now, I don't have many people coming around me like before when I have money, small money, and they will come for help. At least now I'm focusing on my project, so I will be alone in it until I can be, successful with my team.
What are some of your biggest challenges?
Like some of my challenges I had, or I'm still having. Like if you go to this person, like some big person, you say, oh, I can decorate your office, we can change something in your house or do something. Most of the people I did it, like I said, most of the people I did the stuff for, I don't think it was the money or the price, the issue, but most of them were males. And then they would say, oh, Ervina, you are fine, girl, why are you even doing this? You can get support freely from me and all of that, and sometimes if I turn them down, they will leave the products or the items that we made in my hand. And the proposal, when I go and share this idea with this person, the other big person, oh yes, we buy this idea, they will like it. But if they are male, they will say the same thing, like, oh, you don't have to do this. Like, before I can put you through, before I can get you donors, you have to do this, maybe sleep with you or something. And that was it. And maybe the greatest challenge right now is to get the young people to, should I say, suffer to do this, like starting from scratch without, involving money. So I think my greatest challenge right now is to convince young people that you can do this without plenty money. You can start from scratch. So long you start with any little material you have, you can make it. So that's my challenge right now. I don't have many young people really agreeing because there is no money to do it. So if you ask the challenge is money or what, I don't want to say that. I just think they are not really putting their time into it. They are not seeing the bigger picture. They are just looking at maybe what they can get. So right now it's strenuous to just be working with only like 3 or 4 on the team, like 5 person is not enough. Sometimes they will not even come, and then the other dedicated ones will have to stay, like if we're doing stuff, program the next day for somebody, or we're attending a street fair, we'll have to work from 6 to the next morning up to 4 in the morning. So we don't have many people working with us now because we don't have money.
Wow, this is a very big challenge.
Yeah, it's a very big one, yeah.
So, on the one end, you have to convince the young people to come and actually work with you.
Yes, work with me.
But then even if they do come, you still have a challenge to get clients who actually, even after they order, they go the full length and actually pay for what. How are you managing that?
So how I'm managing is like, I just keep promoting my business through WhatsApp, Facebook, just keep reaching out. And then the government started this street fair thing. I think it's a little help to us too, where every last Saturday in the month, you are an entrepreneur, whatever you can do in your Liberian way, you take your products, you go and sell it, people come and buy. I think it's helping too. And with my little advertising on social media, it's a kind of helping in a little way. But even if you have a shop and put your stuff in front of the shop, people will come and ask all day, and probably they will not know the importance of why you have to keep explaining. Like sometimes people come and look, oh, what is this? What do I use it? But I explain, like, you have to appreciate your culture. You know, it'll be nice in your living room. You're a Liberian. You don't have, I'm not saying you shouldn't use European stuff, but at least, you know, you're a Liberian. Try and put some little African into your everyday life. So I have to explain. Maybe I have to, you know, share some fun. You know, you have to know how to market your products. So I will have to do that all of the time, and I'm not tired. I know there will be a green light at the end. Like, I just feel like it will happen when I least expect it to happen. It will just bam, somebody will say, yes, Ervina, bad idea, and we are going to support you people. So I know it will happen. I'm not discouraged. Nothing can discourage me.
That's powerful.
Yes.
What keeps you, okay, before I ask that question, what about for the young children? How do you bring them on board, even without the money?
So like I said, so how I like brought some of them on board. When I go and talk to them and they come, I will sit them down. First of all, let me tell you, I will tell them I'm a young person, I don't have money, but I believe if we start this thing and people start to see our good work, very, very soon we are going to get somebody to come and say, Liberian Threads, we are ready to help. So please do not look, I'm telling them, I'm talking to them now. So I say, please do not look at now, we don't have much money and you are struggling. I know you got to go to school, I know you got to eat, some of you got kids or child, you have to support them. But I will help with the little I have, and from the items who make the profits, we'll all divide it. But remember, we have to keep at least save $1 a day in the account, so we can, you know, ourselves can have a balance. If somebody is coming to help, they will know that we have been trying. So I just keep talking. That's all. Keep talking when they come to my house. Like for now, we don't have a shop, because if you go and rent a shop, you have to pay every month. We don't have money to pay. I don't have money to pay the workers, the kids that will be with me. So if we rent a shop, it will be too much of an expensive one. So I decided to use my house. They come there, we have fun at Coke, anything they want to drink, with the exception of alcohol. I don't give them alcohol. We drink juice, we fix anything. Like I have this herbal thing I do the ginger, the cucumber, we just blend it and enjoy, and we be sharing fun. And the ones that stuck with me, they just love me, I think, naturally, and I think they have a passion too for what they are doing. I encourage them all of the time. Like every time. Sometimes, but recently we stopped a little bit since we had enough materials or items. We just been selling and not sewing anything. So going on, I learned something again. At first, we used to just go and buy materials, buy in bulk, come and sell it. And now we have learned from our mistakes. I think we made a lot of mistakes too by spending money when we don't have customers. So now what we do, if we see this particular thing we want to fix, we do a sample, like 2 samples. Put it on social media. People say they want it before we start to produce more. I think that's a good way of saving too. At first, we were not saving, we were just like overexcited for doing it. We want to do this, but you also have to think about, you know, your saving. You have to save a lot for this. You can't just keep spending. So that's what we're doing now. We're not spending anymore. We just make samples. You want us to do anything for you, we try to, you know, do samples, we sell it out. You buy it, we do it.
You know, I've heard you saying many times that you don't have money.
Yeah.
But how then are you sustaining the whole venture?
The whole project, like, the project has not initiated. We have not started yet. Mm-hmm. So what we are doing now, we are just raising funds. Like I told you, it's an idea that I started with, but then I say I want to turn it into a whole training program. Like, it's a whole big project, but we have not initiated the project yet. We are still like doing fundraising. So in that, I just brought them around me. People, like I said, people who are already passionate yeah, you have the passion for this thing that you want to do, but you don't have help, come, I will encourage you. The little I have, we'll share it. We can make the items, we'll sell it, and then we can get small profit from there. So so Liberian Threads is not a big company for now. We are still struggling, like I said. You didn't understand it at first?
No, I know that.
Okay, we are not a very big company right now, but we are going into that direction. So what we are doing right now, I just have them around me almost like a little gathering where you are motivating them, because in our proposal we are fighting against teenage pregnancy, poverty, violence. So the little that are around me, they are getting a small little profit from whatever we are doing, but they are being inspired, but at least they are not sitting empty like before. They will sit and they will not get anything. They are getting small things from the items we are making. So we are not, I know it's, the challenges are so much, I know, but we still have to try. You can just sit and you get out the next morning and nothing will be in your hand.
Yeah, but in my opinion, I feel that you have already started. You are already doing it. It's maybe you have like plans to expand.
Yes.
I hear that, but I still feel that you've already started something amazing.
I just feel we have not started anything yet. We are just like, nurturing whatever desire we have in us, and just maybe we are still selling ourselves out there, promoting the business, raising funds. That's how I feel. Like I have not even done a launching program yet. Okay, we have not even launched anything.
So what is your vision?
Okay, so my vision, like within 5, 6, or 7 years, which I know maybe we will start our project, maybe we'll initiate this year or next year, but within 5 or 6 years, we should have a very big training center. It will not only be a training center, but it will be in a way where people will be trained. After they have been trained, they will be employed within Liberian Threads. They will be carrying on the daily basis, whatever thing we want to make, whatever thing we usually used to buy from out there. Then by that time, we'll be having all of the machines and stuff here. And people who we train will be working. And then it will be like a continual process where you'll be trained, you'll work, and then we'll recruit again, be recruiting, more people who are passionate about handicraft, tailoring, or who wants to be an entrepreneur, like that. So it will be a rotational, like just going over and over, and all of those trained people will have places for them right in Liberian Threads. That's why we have the property already. But we don't have, like I said, we don't have funds yet to do anything. So we're just like raising funds, still promoting a business until we can have a perfect donor or donors to help us. So should I just say, just still, like I said, promoting ourselves and selling ourselves, marketing ourselves out there until we can get the particular person or organization or company that's supposed to help us through here.
What does your team look like right now, and how many people have you employed so far?
Okay, so at first we were 10, but it dropped to 5. So we have like 3 young women, and then 2 permanent young men. But like I said, the other people, like for the furnitures, making and other stuff, we can't say we're putting it into the company right now. We just contract them. Anytime we want to do something, we go and do a little contract, pay them, and then they do what we want to do. I just give them the design. Sometimes I even help. Like for the pillows, I help to do it myself. Yeah.
So the 3 young women and the 2
permanent young men
are doing the sewing.
Yes, we are doing. We're not only doing sewing, like for the other guy, he's for the curtains, one for the clothes, the other one for the pillows, the other one for like decors, different stuff. We do vase, different African stuff. That will just turn old things into new things here. Just being creative, anything you want to do.
Thank you for sharing, and I'm agreeing with Dulcie because your project is already running, meaning you already have some customers buying your products,
right? Yes.
So you're already in business, and is that enough to, keep yourself afloat?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes, it's enough. I mean, it's it's enough at least to survive until then. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I should say, right?
Yeah, no. Okay. You're already doing what you set out to do, and of course it's always a process. Plus you are already if the aim is to, engage young people in positive mindset, in a productive mindset, right?
Yes.
You're already doing it.
Okay.
It does not matter whether right now you have 3 people or 5,000 people. Of course, it has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's not always fully in our control how things happen and when someone approaches you to make that bigger dream come true, to give you the funds. So you position yourself in a way that it can happen.
Yes.
Right? And you're there.
Wow.
It's very good.
I feel like crying. It's so good. It's so good. Really.
Yeah. Wow.
Your project has really started and launched. You're going to fairs. You're selling. You're accepting contracts. You're ignoring old men that want to exploit you.
Seriously.
How do you, because you share a lot of challenges that you have, how do you keep yourself motivated?
That is a very good question. So how do I keep myself motivated? Like I told you a story about a young girl, right? Every time I try to let's say get discouraged or just go get a job, just get a job and be getting your paycheck and be managing. Until then, I think about her and I said, I really need to try and look for her and see her because she was looking very good. She was out of high school without getting pregnant. She survived on a groundnut candy. I mean, can you imagine you are surviving? So I make these pillows. I sell them for sometimes 2 for $25. If the prices they say too high, I give them discount. But groundnut candy, you are not getting anything out of it. You are just like from hand to mouth. So every time I try to get discouraged, I think about her, and then I try to think about some other African leaders like Nelson Mandela, like people who fought for something. They had a vision and they fought and they got it through and they died being happy that they have, helped people, they have succeeded, they have done something great for their nation. So it's just in me that I have to do something great. I cannot die, without doing this thing. So that's why, especially when I see stories about people who started from nowhere, who are successful now in business, or keep me motivated. Like I do a lot of research, I read a lot on entrepreneurs, like people who started from scratch, how they managed to, succeed in all of that. So I just try to keep myself motivated by those stories.
I love that share, and I find it so lovely because whatever success you will be having, and the people that you employ will be having, it will be all due to the success that a girl who was selling groundnut candy to get through school was having, and maybe she did not even know how she impacted your life.
Yes.
So good. I think we were interviewing an entrepreneur and he said, keep doing your best even when no one is watching.
Yes.
Because you don't know how these actions can impact someone else. So I love that in that
Thank
context. I have one more question. What would be your advice today to a young person in Liberia?
So my everyday advice, I tell people, especially for young women, because people will say, oh yeah, the young women are mostly affected, but I think the young men too are being affected, just how you think a young woman can be, violated or anything. So for my advice to all young people in Liberia, like if you want to be an entrepreneur or you are a talented person, like you don't have to be discouraged for whatever way you are starting. Like you don't have to have plenty of money before you can do anything. You have to start from somewhere. Even if you want to be but I don't know if it's allowed on your TV, but if you want to be a sex worker, I think that's a lot of hard time. Why can't you use your talent, struggle, like use anything. If you have to do anything, you want to like sell pillows or like me, or I don't know what, should I say sell water, or like if you want to do anything, you want to be successful, you have to start from somewhere. So even if you say you want to take an easy way out to be a sex worker or to get money from sugar daddies, I think it's a lot of work. Like you are not benefiting anything. You are not trying to set an example. You are not trying to improve your life or the lives of others. Nobody will follow you, to do that. You are not trying to be of help to your country or your community. You are just trying to add more burden. So my advice is focus, determination, hard work is all to being successful. If you want to be the kind of person you want to be, if you want to have that mansion, that kind of car, if you want to do this, whatever you are doing, just be focused, be determined. And somebody said, blow your own horn, like market yourself, reach out to people, go to workshops, gathering, like tell people what you can do, show them it. People want to see, don't just say I can do this, put it into action. That's how I feel. That's why young people should do. That's my advice to them. Put it into action. Just be focused, be determined, just continue doing what you are doing. One day somebody is going to see your good work and you'll be rewarded for it.